Elephants are a beloved part of the Oregon Zoo, seen by over 1 million of you every year, but what you don't see is how elephants are coping in captivity.
31-year-old Rama was euthanized last month because of an old leg injury. So that got us asking the question, just how are these animals treated?
KOIN 6 investigative reporter Carla Castaño spent days poring over hundreds of medical documents. What she found calls into question not if the Oregon Zoo can maintain its most famous attraction, but rather if it should.
Construction is well underway on Elephant Land, set to open this fall. I took a tour of the Oregon Zoo as it works to expand its elephant exhibit, not just to give those already here more room, but to increase the number of elephants.
Moving forward, is that a plan to increase the breeding process for elephants here?
Absolutely. The Oregon Zoo has been dedicated to growing matriarchal herds for decades now.
Dr. Blair Sudi worked at the Oregon Zoo from 1997 to 2005 as its conservation program coordinator. Dr. Sudi tells me elephants in captivity just don't have the space needed for a healthy life.
Lack of exercise and being chained up most of the day, 16 hours a day on a rule, in a small stall where they basically stand in their own excreta. That's not conducive to foot health.
Animal experts say elephants need room to roam. At the Oregon Zoo, 7 elephants currently have 1.5 acres of land. But when the new exhibit is finished, there will be 4.5 acres of walking space. For comparison, I contacted the curator of Oakland Zoo, Jeff Kinsley. Kinsley tells me his zoo has 4 elephants on 6.5 acres of land. In general, Kinsley says if animals are confined, stereotypical behaviors such as head bobbing or swaying can happen.
We don't have any abnormal issues, that you do start to see from, the over swaying and, the constant the stereotypy that you might see in elephants that are, more confined.
53-year-old Packy was the first elephant born at the Oregon Zoo and the first born in a U.S. zoo. He's a star attraction who gets plenty of attention. This video, shot in 2013 by the animal advocate group Friends of Zoo Elephants, shows Packy bobbing his head. That year, they also videotaped Packy's son Rama swaying. After pouring through thousands of pages of medical documents, I found notes from 2002 about Rama showing stereotypical behaviors. The clinical notes indicate those behaviors caused foot problems for Rama. They confirmed lameness and abrasion and lesions, writing Rama's stereotypical head-rocking behavior is most likely the cause. Each time Rama swings his head from side to side, he pivots on his front feet. Both Kinsley and Dr. Sudi, who edited the book The Elephant's Foot, stressed the importance of movement, saying elephants need to walk at least 5 miles a day. But Bob Lee with the Oregon Zoo says there is a plan.
Now, there are 2 yards out here. Is that a concern as far as these male elephants? Are they going to have enough time out here, or are they going to be in isolation too much?
We're going to rotate them through. I mean, the male elephants would come in and out of the herd.
Dr. Sudi argues that the upgrade to the exhibit should have included not 2, but 3 yards.
So that limits the amount of hours that a male especially will have access to an area to walk around.
Stereotypical behaviors can also be the result of other issues. Kinsley says any elephant in captivity will also behave this way if they are chained for a long time. This 2013 photo taken by Friends of Zoo Elephants shows Packy with what some call a chain mark on his front foot.
No, the elephants are never chained.
I asked the Oregon Zoo to explain that mark. Their response: we don't know the origin of that marking. It has been there for as long as anyone can remember. So I dug deeper into Packy's medical history for answers. Here's some of what I found. November 2013, anemia during tuberculosis treatment. November 2013, ulcer, fracture on feet. December 2013, a mistake in the medication given to Packy. April 2014, abscess, lesion on same foot. May 2014, a 500-pound drop in weight in a single month after refusing food. May 2014, zoo officials wrote, "We are now at day 6 of anorexia and are getting increasingly concerned about this trend." On my tour, we could only see Packy from several feet away. Multnomah County health officials confirm that's due to his contagious tuberculosis.
Does he have any other medical problems besides TB?
No. Packy's actually, other than being geriatric and starting to slow down, he doesn't have other medical issues.
He does have foot problems, though, and I had heard an ulcer on his head.
An ulcer on his head. Okay, so in the records you'll see talk about an ulceration on his head. That's from an old surgical site that was probably 20 years old. Packy only lays down on his left side, so he continually puts pressure on that every night.
I wanted to dig deeper into these health issues, so I contacted Dr. Tony Frohoff, the elephant scientist for the nonprofit group In Defense of Animals. She provided me with hundreds of medical documents on the elephants. They span from 1999 to the spring of 2005. I found of the 7 elephants listed as living at the Oregon Zoo during that time frame, there were several foot problems reported. Things like lesions, abscesses, and fractures, sometimes even lameness, and all documented over and over again in these stacks of paper. Dr. Sudi worked to address those problems during his time at the Oregon Zoo. He says his recommendations were mostly ignored.
The very first thing I was assigned to do was to organize and host a conference on foot conditions in captive elephants. Because the zoo has a history of having to put down elephants because of foot infections and arthritis.
I asked Bob Lee if foot problems are still an issue at the Oregon Zoo.
With the current elephants?
Yes.
Yeah, we have the vets, they come down, they document everything when they're looking at any issues with the elephants. We regularly look at them, work on them, give them the care and treatment that they need.
But during my tour, the foot problems became apparent on the elephant Shine, despite the zoo's treatment efforts.
She had an abscess that started.
The fix? The new exhibit will include feeders throughout the yards and hills to promote exercise. They also brought in 190 dump trucks full of sand to cover the ground. Too little too late for an elephant like Rama, who was euthanized in late March. But some help for the elephants still coping in captivity.
Together, we could be several.
Another note here, Carla went through medical records and 5 of the 7 elephants currently living at the zoo do have foot problems.
If you'd like to look at the health records we have on Packy and Rama, you can. We have that information on KOIN.com. But the story doesn't end here. Carla takes a close look at the sometimes dark history of elephant breeding at the Oregon Zoo, a history that includes inbreeding. That's this Thursday night at 6 o'clock.